Hello, let's talk about Ymir. So Ymir is probably one of the most played Guardians. I think he still is. I know when they released the list of top 10 most played characters in Smite, Ymir was up there. He's actually a lot of fun. He does a lot of damage for him being a support. Um, he's very good for a new player. He's very simple. Like the concept of Ymir and how to play him well is very easy for them to grasp, and I think he's a very good character for new players. Competitively, I don't think Ymir is all that. I don't think he's bad by any means. I just don't think he's all that. So let's get into the build. This build is really for the support role. Um, I think that's just really where you're gonna want to play him. You can play him. He is a good jungler. And by a good jungler, I do mean he is up there. He is a good jungler. He is not a bad jungler by any means, nor a bad solo laner. He's good in both those roles. But I think his support is really where he's strongest, right? His two, the freeze is just so strong. His passive, frostbite, it also applies 10% damage reduction, or damage reduction from the enemies that have it applied. It's very good supporty things, right? So naturally in the support role, Guardian's Blessing, and I like to go Healing Chalice and multi-pots, 5 of them. It's up to you. You don't have to do that. You could also go, if you're with someone that you trust and someone to be aggressive, this is more of an advanced tactic. If you're a new player, welcome to Smite. If you are higher level and you have someone that dual lane that you want to be aggressive with, you want to have fun, right? And they have a good early game character that those auto attacks really hurt early. I'm talking about like Soul, I'm talking about like Scotty, I'm talking about like Heimdall or Anhur, right? Those characters, this is a good strat. So you're gonna want to get upgraded Heavenly Wings, and you're just gonna hit W at them and just run at them. And with Ymir being so strong in the early game, you'll pretty much always get the kill. But, it's just very good aggressively instead of getting those 5 multi-pots. But it's up to you, nonetheless. So, first back, I see a lot of people getting Gauntlet of Thebes first, right, instead of Boots. I assure you, you want Boots early on Ymir, right? Ymir doesn't have a getaway skill. Ymir is screwed by slows. And by that, I mean, there are characters in this game where slows just fuck them over, right? I'm talking about like Ymir. Yorm has his ult, so kind of Yorm. Sylvanas is one, right? Those Guardians really, once they're slowed, they have no getaway ability, so they just kind of gotta stand there, right? Which is why Ymir has such a high HP stat. So you really want to choose a focus. Then you can go into Gauntlet of Thebes, right? And then from there, I always recommend Sovereignty and Heartward. I think that there's such strong items in the team fighting phase. It gives you a mere good HP regen as well as mana regen as well as his teammates. What is this? It's 10, 15, and is this also 15? You give an aura of 25 magical and physical protections. That's very strong. That's essentially an item that you're giving well, it's a little less than an item, but you get what I'm saying, right? Stun of Binding is also a good option to go second. Instead of getting Gauntlet of Thebes, you could always just go this. Your 2, your 3, and your ultimate all proc Stun of Binding, so it's not that bad. Some more aggressive based items, right? In the support role, after you get this, right, you could go Ethereal Staff. It's going to give you that extra HP you need. It's going to give you that crowd control reduction. And it's going to give you some magical power, which Ymir really likes. He does a lot of damage, so more power, more damage. Tyrannical Plate Helm, really good sieging item. I think a lot of people sleep on this item, right? It's very good for sieging. And typically your magical solo laner picks it up, but I see no issue with the mage getting it, or the mage. Well, the mage could get it, but your support, as Ymir, you could get it too. But Guardian Mails here, like I said, you have no real way of peeling people off of you, so Guardian Mail is always very helpful. Where is it? There's another item. Emperor's Armor is very good, sieging wise. If you're gonna go, what's it called? Tyrannical Plate Helm. I recommend Emperor's Armor as well. Um, this will really help your sieging tenfold. Like, it makes it very strong. It's very hard to fight against this without defensive characters in this game, right? Pride Win I think is almost always core, right? Like you'll get these items, then you'll get Pride Win, and then you'll finish it up with something else, right? Void Stone's good damage item. If your mage doesn't get it or someone doesn't get it, not bad option. These are here for healers, obviously. Um, I think that's it. The 20% cooldown reduction is very strong on this, especially if you go this build because you really lack cooldown. Besides cooldown boots, but once you sell that, then you just lack cooldown all around. Being able to have that freeze up is very important, right? So you're gonna have sprint up here, right? And then you're gonna come down here and you're like, well, what active do I want next, right? If they don't have a sprint, I recommend horrific. Even if they do have one sprint, you just gotta wait for the sprint to be down and to wear off, and then you can activate this. But even if you don't do that, just remember it does reduce their attack speed and their damage by 25 and 15% respectively once it's upgraded, so it's not that bad. Belt of Frenzy, very good for burning objectives. Blink, very good for blink freezing. A lot of people can't react to that fast enough. Although Blink was nerfed, so Shell's a good defensive active. Let's go into abilities. You're going to want to get one, and one. Yeah, no, don't get your one. You're going to want to get three, or your two, then your three, then two, then your three, then your alt, then your one, then your one again, and your three, and your one, and then your alt, and then your three, and then your three, and your alt, and then you're going to max Ice Wall. Um, well, now looking back at this, maybe you're not going to want to do that, right? Maybe you're going to want the Ice Wall because it is good to set up gank potential and kill potential, right? So you'll go one, or you'll go two, three, one, two, all. Yeah, I like this a lot better. I think this is a lot better overall. Um, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just that you have the wall at level one, which is really going to be able to allow you to set up those kills. You know, even though it's only active for 2 seconds, right? 2 seconds, it's still blocking the enemy, right? It allows you to freeze easier, right? But it's up to you and what you do. I typically don't get the wall until level 4, level 6, around then. But it is up to you. Tips and tricks for Ymir. Like I said, his passive, once it's applied to someone, they do 10% reduced damage, so that's always a good thing. Um, you can to do the most amount of damage, right? You're gonna want to walk up, auto them, freeze, auto to auto, and you'll do quite a chunk of damage because Ymir's passive also doubles his auto attack damage, right? So even though it says 69 here, haha, 69, it's actually 138. Is that it? Is that correct? Yes, it's actually 138. So it is actually quite a bit of damage in the late game, especially if you do end up going like Tyrannical Plate Helm or even Ethereal Staff or Void Stone. It will do quite a bit. Um, Honestly, I think that's it. Ymir's very simple to get. Once you get Ymir, you get Ymir. You know. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me down below in the comments. Um, Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want a specific guide, feel free to let me know down in the comments, and I'll gladly make it for you. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!